Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It's Sunday. It's an hour and a half before kickoff. You're here for Sunday sessions with myself, Swank, my boy, Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got?
Happy Sunday, 4:00 game. I'd rather have it 1:00, but it is what it is. Just delay the plans a little longer, the routines. But here we are talking Bills football. Let's do it.
I didn't delay shit. Right next to me over here, the smoothest voice in Buffalo Bills podcasting, our brother Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. RT, what's up?
It's good to be seen. I feel like I've been living under a rock these last few weeks with a little bit of a chest cold, congestion. It's good to be with you guys behind the mic, able to talk, which I couldn't do for like a week. So I'm back at it.
Back, baby. Back,
Yes,
baby.
back.
Yep.
Thank you all for tuning in to our premiere kickoff show on the Buff Fan Base Network. We are part of that network and super proud to be also a part of that. We are sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, see what Del Reed and the gang got cooking up. All sorts. I got a text message alert earlier from 26 Shirts. They got some Christmas gear that's going out of rotation, and you got your last day or two to pick that up. So go check it out. You're getting the freshest threads. You're helping out a local family in Western New York. It's a win, 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 win.
Win-win.
Bam. Fellers, we got a game today over in Los Angeles, playing in the Dome, taking on the Rams. Part of what we like about this show is the inactives drop literally as soon as we hit the go live button, and they have. I got the list in front of me. I'll read it off for you guys, and then we'll get our takes from you fellers, and of course, you amazing people in the comments. Right here, we got Keon Coleman inactive. He redshirted and was a limited participant all week. I'd like to say it was a surprise. It's not really to me. We got Kyer Elam. We got Eddie Ulufushio, who's a normal suspect. Will Clapp, another normal suspect. Quentin Morris, he's inactive. Also, Dalton Kincaid. They did pull up Zach Davidson earlier. Yeah. And then Jordan Phillips, also inactive today. That with the elevation of Dwayne Carter. I'll throw it to you first, RT. Tell me surprises. What do you like, dislike?
Well, no surprises. I mean, obviously, I'd love to see everybody, full systems go, but honestly, this team is rolling like a freight train right now. So there's really nothing in this team's way at this time. With the way that the team has played, with the way Josh Allen has played, front runner right now for the most valuable player, easily, in my opinion. I don't even think it's close. So this is just another one of those weeks where chips are down, but I feel like we've seen all that the Bills offense has to offer, even when the chips have been down. There's been guys that have stepped up. There's been guys that have made plays, Josh Allen included, of course, in that, but a lot of other guys as well. Still got Shakir healthy. Mari Cooper is all systems go. Dawson Knox has filled in really nicely. And obviously I'd love to have Kincaid healthy, but when you got Dawson Knox as the tight end too, that's a problem, quote unquote problem that I don't think many teams have. So let's get it going today. 4:00 Rams, we're coming at you.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I gotta say, like, too, on that Dawson Knox point, he was getting paid like a number one tight end before we drafted Dalton Kincaid.
Yep.
And I think he's proven his worth for sure, taking it all in stride and definitely helped out. He's a vital part of this offense. Scooter Magooter, man, looking over this list, what do you got? What surprises you? What doesn't? What's your take on it?
Like you guys said, it's not a surprise that Coleman and Kincaid are out. The surprise me would be Quentin Morris. It would be. So that means the Buffalo Bills are coming in with the two tight ends. Obviously, Zach Davidson, like you mentioned earlier, and our boy Dawson Knox. We also know that Reggie Gilliam, guys, just in case you're looking for that third tight end, he also does play the H-back tight end position. So I feel the Bills have done that for years, and they're comfortable pulling him in a tight end spot if they have to. My surprise, I'm surprised to see Dwayne Carter come in so quick. He came off IR this week, and right away he's on our roster, and Jordan Phillips is off it. So it's exciting to see him back. He's a high energy guy like Jordan Phillips is. He's sneaky. He's good against the run. So you're right, guys. The Bills have been doing well with these guys, and don't come back until you have to. The Colemans of the world and the Kincaids of the world. If we can win these games without them, have them come back 100%. We'll be better off that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're saying, we've already wrapped up the East, man. There's not a lot of pressure on this team aside from the fact to keep loose and hot and flowing and push it right into the playoffs. And, hey, let's chase that 1 seed. But there's no point in getting people that are banged up, even more banged up,
Right.
over some games that whatever could or could not be irrelevant. And of course, we still want to win today. Who are we kidding? I've been looking on the Rams Twitter, man. They're behind the 8 ball. No inactive list. No. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Speaking of the devil.
Just got it. Jesus. Losers. No.
You don't know we have a show an hour and a half before.
Yeah, come on.
You know
guys.
what's really funny? Like I thought this morning, and every time the Bills play the Rams, I think this. But when the Bills were not what they are right now, when they were rough around the edges, 7-9 every year, the team that I like gravitated towards was the Rams when they had like Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk was like. I think Marshall Faulk's one of the best running backs ever, but I might be a little bit biased because I was just such a big fan. Now the script is flipped. Like the generation that was my age then is now like Josh Allen, James Cook. It's like a whole new thing.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot, man. We're like, this generation has no idea. There's
No
like people
idea.
that never saw Jim Kelly throw a pass, didn't know anything about the drought. They've just lived this era cognitively, and I'm very jealous. A, but B, respect your elders, man. Like,
right.
You know what we've been through. You little no, it's a great thing. It's just a great thing to be a Bills fan right now. It's beautiful. So I got this list. I don't think there's a whole lot of shocks on it. Emmanuel Forbes Jr., Warren McClendon Jr., Stenson Benton, running back Cody Schrader, outside linebacker Brennan Jackson, Dylan McMahon, O lineman, and I think they already said Warren. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Yeah,
that's not too shocking. Other than a couple linemen, they're coming in with not a lot of linemen on their roster, so that'll be interesting to see how their line holds up as far as health goes for this game.
Yeah, for sure.
It could be a lot worse if you're a Rams fan. Matt Stafford's been battling through a lot of stuff. Cooper Kupp was hurt. He was hurt last year. Puka Nacua has been dealing with a lot of stuff this year, but they're all active for this one. Unfortunately, they're all active for this one. Those guys, at least. But it'll be a good game. It'll make it a good game. We want to see the best versus the best, right?
Yeah,
want to see a good game.
Let's get right into it, man. We're talking about this offensive side of the Rams ball, so let's dive into that a little bit and our defense and what we need to do to beat this team. RT, since you got that ball rolling, man, why don't you tell me, what does our defense need to do to slow down Matt Stafford in this Rams offense today?
Honestly, a huge point of emphasis for me within this game is the coverage of the linebackers, specifically Terrell Bernard. It was so great to see Matt Milano back, even though he had the mummy wrap on his arm and all that stuff. It was like, you know what? It was a little chilly out there. Maybe he was just trying to keep warm. He's battled back. He's playing. I'm 1 week later, 2 weeks removed from him being fully, active. I expect to see a big moment in this game from Matt Milano, but coverage wise, it's such a key because Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua in the slot, mixing and matching, here and there, or outside wide, they're very dangerous. They're a very dangerous tandem. I don't think they get nearly enough credit in comparison to like the Jamar Chases and T. Higgins and some of the other tandems in the NFL wide receiver wise. But Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they can really make you pay if you overcommit. They could burn you yards after catch all day long. So Buffalo's defense, linebackers wise, they got to cover, but safety protection wise, I think that could be a big reason why the timing of Micah Hyde's return is what it is, to give pointers to guys like DeMar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp, being a kind of the angel on Cole Bishop's shoulder, getting accustomed to being up front and playing up front a little bit more, because Sean McVay will throw every route tree, or every route, I should say, within a route tree at any defense possible over the course of 4 quarters. So those are the 2 guys that I really, really like. And obviously Kyron Williams is a baller himself. So a lot of offensive weapons here for the LA Rams.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I think you hit the nail right on the head with it. Between Williams and those 2 star wide receivers, and a veteran quarterback in the backfield throwing. We had a guy that popped in, RT. I don't know if you caught part of the K gun here. This guy, Rams Prods, and he started trying to troll us in the beginning, and then he came around, and it was kind of a cool little experience. But he was talking about them being the best duo wide receivers in the league. To which I came back at it a little bit. I mean, I agree the talent's there. I just think between Stafford's age showing a little bit more this season and Coop's age showing a little bit this season and being banged up, they really haven't gotten it firing on all cylinders. And I wonder if we're on the downside of this ascension that was so great there for a couple years. But Scooter Magoo, man, tell me, what do you think our defense has to do against this offense to get her done?
I'm piggybacking. Puka Nacua and Coop. I tell you what, guys, they've been injured, and they are a group of wide receivers, arguably the best duo. I do agree. Coop's on the decline. Nakua's coming into his own, but unfortunately, his surrounding staff is also on the decline as far as age goes. Their specialty players are good. They really are good. Don't let this 6-6 record fool you. This team offensively is loaded. They have a decent line, and obviously I'm a big fan of Matt Stafford. I think he does a great job. He knows how to manage a game in case things don't go their way quite the way they want it to. So this is gonna be a tough game. It's a home game in the dome with their crowd, but you can't ignore the talent they got there. The hands are still there. Their speed, their route running may not be, but that means our defensive backs, both Benford and Rasul Douglas, have to be on their P's and Q's. Jump on these curl routes. They do like the quick hitters. They do like the screens, so we need to press a little bit. But keep your head on a swivel because they do like to throw a lot of motion and a lot of trickery with the wide receivers and picks and all that stuff. So they still know how to get open. They just need a little help, but they still can catch the ball. So that one-on-one coverage is big key for today's defense to be successful against this offense.
I like it. I like it very much, and I agree. I think I'm just not really worried about our secondary that much. I think they've played lights out. I think this bend don't break defense that we kind of can get a little bit down about with the running game and the yards against us. The thing is, opposing teams just don't score a lot of points against us. Like you can go back through the scores. We're always up on them. We got a high-powered offense, and for the most part, our defense is able to hold them to field goals or keep the scores very low, competitive at the very least. So for me, I think that secondary part of it is kind of a given. I'm not worried about Benford. I'm not worried about Douglas. I think the safety play has been great. I agree with Micah coming in. I think that's more of a mentor role and maybe just some insurance because McDermott's been through this before. We got into the playoffs last year, limped in and banged up and you needed bodies and you didn't have them. And, you're calling AJ Klein off a road trip to Florida to come suit up and play for you. I think some of this is like, all right, we had the buy in the right spot. We're in a good spot. We're not going to get screwed like that. We're going to get this guy in that knows us. He's been waiting all season. And what a good boost to the fan base and everybody else. Everybody's stoked about him in the locker room. To me, I'm going to go with Doug, man. Doug's talking pressure. I want to see this defensive line eat. I think the last couple of weeks they've gotten back at pressuring the quarterback. They've gotten some hands on some bodies, and it's beautiful. I think the addition of Carter coming back in the lineup that can only help things. Him and Ed in the center, and really just letting those guys on the edges get work done. That's what I want to see. An immobile, older quarterback that has to stay in the pocket. You put pressure on him. We say it all the time. He's going to have a bad day.
He's been sacked 28 times. He's been sacked 28 times this year so far. And, create the pressure. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So I think it starts up there, and then the back end, they deal with it. And beautiful thing.
These defenders will be looking at the bid, chopping at the bid. I mean, because they pass the ball about 65% of the time. So they're a passing team to begin with. So they'll be chomping at it for sure. Hopefully they can eat today.
Hell yeah. I wanted to say it's 3:15. We're gonna do a tight 30 today, so we can get you guys to your pregame rituals. Obviously, I've hit mine a little bit already. No, we had cookie day up at my parents' house. It was a good time.
Oh, nice.
Sugar, woohoo!
Ooh, dude, 17 of you viewing right now.
Beautiful.
We're gonna go to our offensive side of the ball and talk a little bit about what this offense needs to do. A little banged up, but really have proven that they can overcome and handedly beat teams, no matter who's in that lineup. So, Scoot, we started with RT last time, man. What do you want to see out of our offense?
Just keep protecting Josh Allen. The unsung hero of this year's season, I do believe, is this offensive line. We've made a couple adjustments, but these guys are averaging a shitload of yards running. And Josh is having an MVP candidate type year this year. If you guys saw that interview with Deion Dawkins, he says an MVP for Allen is an MVP for the line. They're doing a great job. So protect Josh Allen. They just got done with a snow game last week, guys. Their footing is going to be 10 times better than what it was. Look for them to enjoy that dry, warm atmosphere and just put the pedal to the metal. Offense, big plays. Don't be afraid, Joe Brady. That's going to be my key to the offense. Don't be afraid for the big play. Go deep a couple times and set James Cook. Let James Cook up for a couple screens. I'd like to see that.
Nice. I like it. RT, what do you think, man?
Love is in the air, guys. I think Deion Dawkins said it best. Love is in the air. The offense is firing on all cylinders due to love. You got Josh Allen tying the knot soon. You got Alec Anderson. Shout out to the backup mammoth. And I'm hearing a couple more Bills throughout this offseason. Next offseason are going to get married. So the vibes are...
They're all going to each other's weddings, RT. They're all getting that itch.
Yeah. The vibes.
At least their old ladies are.
Yeah, they're staring at them.
The vibes are good, and this is a team that is playing as a team. We've talked about it every week. When we read the inactives, each week has been different. There's been some big names that they've found ways to win without those guys. Each and every single week, the one name that's remained constant is you-know-who, the MVP, Josh Allen. And I think right now I've never seen the Bills offense play, and it's such a cliche, but I've never seen this offense play as complementary as the way they're playing right now. They're not over-relying on Josh Allen like they had in previous years. Josh Allen's making the plays when he needs to, and in certain down and distance situations, he's gonna make a play. That's just who he is, and that's what he's gonna do, and try to stop it. But James Cook is definitely evolving as each year has gone on. Amari Cooper, him into the fold, I think that has drastically changed the way this offense was looking prior to trading for Amari Cooper. You know, the game against Houston, we saw a little bit of a bump in the road there. But once they got Cooper, things have really kind of prospered, even when Cooper was out, just his influence on the team. So offensively in this one, it's really hard for me to say what they should do because everything they've done these last 5-6 weeks has worked, you know, with the team that they have. So just do what you do. Do what you've done these last 5 or 6 weeks. Don't over rely on Josh Allen. Make plays, you know, be complimentary. Guys that we never thought would make big moments and big game moments, you know, play big in big moments. Mac Hollins doing what he needs to do, you know. So I'm just really in love with what I've seen these last few weeks myself. Hence why I said love is in the air. Love is in the air in the locker room. The vibes are good. Outside of the locker room for these guys, it's great. And for the fans, wow, this is a very, very dangerous team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
We have Harold weighing in. He's brought up the tight ends a little bit over the course of the comments. And thank you guys so much. 768 of you guys tuning in right now and throwing the comments. Keep them coming. Appreciate you guys. He's worried that if we get banged up this game at tight end, that it's going to be rough sledding for us. For me, man, I would combat and say I think Kincaid probably could go. I think that they're being very, very cautious with him in a game that really in the scheme of things doesn't really matter. And I think they've played so well late that, you're gonna see today, right? Like, I think, they bring in that sixth offensive lineman a lot too. I think that's something where they're like, all right, Quentin's a little banged up, Dalton's there, but not quite. Like, let's just give him another week, and see what's up. Because really that stretch in the playoffs is like where you want them to be at their best anyway. So that's kind of my take on that. Other than that, man, I kind of agree with what the panel's saying here, man. Like, you just keep doing what you're doing. I think this is a game in the past Sean McDermott led teams where it'd be real easy to start thinking about the Lions coming up. Everybody's talking about that Lions game.
Mm-hmm.
Prove to everybody that you're going to come in, you're going to take care of what's in front of you, you're going to do it handedly, and then move on to next week, as opposed to like falling into this hype. You got a desperate Rams team that is still in the hunt for a division title right now.
Right.
So they're motivated, highly motivated. You got veteran players that have been there before and done this before. So, and a coach that is very talented in his play calling and has a solid team. So just because they're 500, I would say don't sleep, but don't change anything. Be you. I think this secondary is super weak. So you might, with the personnel that's out there now, you might see him air it out a little bit more. I think Mac's going to have a day. I think you're going to see Shakir have a day. Coop might get some of them bombs that Josh Allen's been, chomping at the bit for. And who knows? Scratch that itch.
This is the type of secondary, Swank and RT, type of secondary in the time of the year where you want to start trickling things where other teams are at the game plan. Like if you're holding back something all year, this is where you might show it.
Yeah.
Because come playoff time, you want people to be prepared, not prepared necessarily, but be overwhelmed with what they have to be prepared for. So this is the time of year where this is the game you might have to go deep a couple times to say, hey, we got people to do that, and throw some trickery in there. So don't be alarmed if you do see stuff like that today.
Well, let's face it too. Last week was not a game in which you want to see Josh Allen rear back there and see that ball get blown into the 300s with the wind that was blowing last week and the snowfall. Josh Allen is itching to chuck that ball deep. I can almost see it on his face when he's playing. So the fact that this game is at SoFi, what happened the last time Josh Allen played at SoFi? Just roll the highlight film, as Rick Jenneret used to say, and you'd see some deep balls. Diggs had a deep ball. I remember they played the Rams the last time they played the Rams, and I believe they still had John Brown, if my memory serves me right. He caught one over the middle that was like a 40-yard just bullet down the center of the field. So Josh Allen likes playing in all weather. I'm not saying he doesn't, but he likes playing in a dome too, and as every quarterback does.
Yeah, Josh went 26 for 31, almost 300 yards, 3 touchdown passes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was 2022. It was a Thursday night game, if you remember.
Yeah. Was that the season opener?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
2 seasons ago, you said? Right?
Yeah.
2 seasons? Okay. Maybe they didn't have Brown. I'm trying to remember who that pass was to. It was one of the best passes he's
I think that was the year they brought him back. Like,
was it?
They brought
Okay.
Bees and him back towards the end of the season. I don't know if he
right.
with them in the beginning.
Yeah. I'm going to look that up when I'm off when I'm off the air here, because that was – God, it was a gorgeous pass.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Well,
guys, real quick. I got Isaiah McKenzie with a 9-yard touchdown pass, Gabe Davis with a long touchdown pass, and Stephon Diggs with a long touchdown pass. So it was either Gabe or Diggs that you're talking about there, RT.
It might not. It might have been McKenzie. It was a smaller guy. So
he only had 19 yards total.
Oh, yeah, on the 19. Okay. So it was Diggs, or who was the other one?
Gabe Davis.
It might have been Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's he doing, by the way? Has anyone checked in on him lately, or
stat-wise,
just, state of the career,
Well,
how's it looking for this guy,
I think he'll come back. I don't know how good he'll be, but he'll come back and he'll try to prove it for another season, and whatever it is, I guess.
Right. What will be at the end of the day.
Yes. Que sera, sera, as they say.
Mhm.
Guys, 325. We're going to get into our score predictions and all sorts of things of that nature. We do have our kid in the street. You will usually get his picks Tuesday or Sunday. Luckily for you guys, you are going to get them right now. It is Eli's winning lockdown. And I'd like to say this video got the attention of Mr. Gabe Davis this week.
Nice.
Eli's a huge Gabe Davis fan and shouted him out and got tagged, and Gabe commented on the post and actually followed him back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Eli's mom was stoked about it. Everybody's stoked about it. We're passing around in the group chat and all that stuff. So without further ado, here is week 14.
Yep.
Week 14 of Eli's winning lockdown.
Hey, welcome to Eli's Winning Lockdown. This Sunday at 4:25 p.m., Bills versus Rams. Breaking news. The Bills are 10-2, and the Rams are 6-6. We're gonna crush them.
Stop on it.
Stop it, dude.
Prediction 38-14. Special shout out to Joshua P. Allen, our MVP of the year, for being engaged to Haley Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Another shout out to Gabriel Davis, my favorite player, who had surgery for his knee. Hope you did well. Shout out to 26 Shirts, official retailer to Bills Mafia Babes. And as always, peace.
He's the dude, man. Our Eli.
Sure is. Good job, Eli.
He's
That
got a
was
pretty good
awesome.
record going, man, here too. Yeah, he's the best, man. Eli, keep going, man. Keep doing your thing. There's also a thing that this show and the K-Gun, I guess, but this show and Sunday Sessions has brought to light, which is the power of the SpaghettiOs. Some crazy wackos in the comments, our good friends Corey and Patrick, started chugging SpaghettiOs before games for some sort of superstitious goodwill, and ever since they've done that, it is insane. The last 10 games, I believe, they've been doing this. There has been a 0 somewhere in the score every single time. The power of the O's is real, and our buddy Corey himself sent us another video, and we're gonna play it.
What's up, Bills Mafia? Can you believe we still have an O in every score since we started with the SpaghettiOs? Shout out to the guys at 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, Scott, Swank, Jared, all y'all. Shout out 26 Shirts. We got a new shout out now, courtesy of Eli's mom. Shout out to the Bills Mafia babes. Oh, what a game last week, guys. It was such a privilege to be at that game and hang out with the guys and my wife. Dude, we had an amazing time. That was probably top 2 game I've ever been at. And Pittsburgh, playoff game last year, only beats it because it was a playoff game. Same atmosphere, snow, good drinks, good food. But today, we got the Rams, huh, buddy? What do you think the Bills are going to do today? What's the score going to be?
18-29.
18-29. You forgot the O for SpaghettiOs. Daddy thinks the Bills are going to win 30-24. And the X factor today is going to be Josh Allen and the offense. Who's the best quarterback?
Josh Allen.
We need to smoke these guys, man. Our run game's killing it, but I'm ready to see a passing game. I want 300-plus yards, touchdowns all over the place. Come on, guys. Cheers, bud.
Go Bills!
down.
Wow, that was awesome. That was
Like
great.
always, cheers, Blaine family. Love you guys. I got to get mine in.
Do it up.
Meatballs.
It was a full spoonful of meatballs.
Just a spoonful of meatballs helps the beer go down.
Yep.
Power of the O's.
I would say, I mean, Corey sent me that earlier, and he was like, "Don't show anybody, like whatever." And I was like, "Man, it's your best one." I mean, if it's not your best one, it's like tied with the jumping off the porch rail into the table one.
That was very well done, very well thought out.
But yeah.
I forgot about the porch rail. It was
good,
that
dude.
Was
yeah,
too.
I mean, he went hard, dude. That was like his second one, I
Yeah.
think, second or third one. Just went. That's that guy. Corey's a great dude, and his cute daughter coming in and being a part of it. She's great as well.
The daughter was number one. Brightside was number two. That was the two best, pieces.
The SpaghettiOs ornament also on the tree.
Yes,
I mean,
and he was He didn't just have it on like his Apple Music. He had the music video on his TV.
Yeah,
did you notice that? That was pretty clutch.
It's all about the details with Corey.
The details. Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
Dude.
Well, but like I said, we had the pleasures of hanging with him and his wife at the tailgate at the Hammers lot last week. It was a fun time.
Yeah,
great host. I mean, he had the hot cider. He had a bunch of stuff there for everyone, and obviously he always offers a shirt. He's a guy that's going to offer a shirt to you no matter what happens. Yeah. So love you, Corey. Thanks for being a part of this.
A lot of laughs, a lot of drinks, good times, man. It was what a time. Let's go ahead and do ours, man. Get some score predictions in there. I did want to say, Corey, your daughter said 18 for one of her scores. That's like 2 zeros, my man, stacked on top of each other.
I thought that too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to her. There you go. Ella. Let's start with you, RT. What do you got for a score prediction, and who's your X factor for today?
I'm going to go 34-24. I'm going to go X Factor today. I'm going to go Khalil Shakir. I mentioned Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, their ability in the slot. They're playing 8 games a year in SoFi. Khalil Shakir, I'd like to see Khalil Shakir himself take advantage of SoFi, playing in that dome, getting open over the middle.
Yep.
I'm going to go 10 catches for Khalil Shakir. Let's go 80 yards. And I'm going 2 touchdowns for Khalil Shakir in today's game.
That's before yards after catch, right, RT?
Before yards after catch. And yes, he is in my fantasy lineup. So maybe a little biased, but
there you go.
The dude's my guy. I love watching him.
Let's say with his yak, 10 catches, he should at least have 420 yards receiving.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
That secondary is a little soft
there you go.
in LA too. So
could
be $150 with his yak ability. Could be.
Hey, 200. Let's go.
200.
Yeah. All right. Scooter, what do you got, buddy?
Power of the O's 42-10. I believe the X factor, as it has been the last bunch of weeks, is the unsung heroes. So the Hollises of the world, the Alex Andersons, the Dawson Knox now that he's subbing for Kincaid, Dwayne Carter coming back. It's not the no names necessarily, but it's the guys that you aren't jumping at when you're predicting who's going to do well. It's the unsung heroes. They continue to do their job. Next man up. That's the way it's always been. So that's our X factor today. But plan on one of those guys making a big play today.
I like it. I'm not even going to bust your balls about it being an X factor singular, but you named half the team. That's great. I appreciate it. No, for me, man, 35-10, power of the O's. And my X factor, I'm going to go with my guy, Dawson freaking Knox. I think he's going to take the middle of the field away, and he's going to snowplow over some bodies, and it's going to be a hard day. We already know that secondary soft. Wait until these linebackers get a load of Mr. Dawson Knox. Yeah, I think dome life. Let's see preview of what it's going to look like down in where is it, Louisiana this year, right? New Orleans.
Yep,
that was okay.
Superdome.
Yeah, get a little used to some dome play maybe here.
A little Buffalo Mardi Gras. Huh?
Yeah.
Run the playoffs in the 20-degree snow weather, and then celebrate with a nice hot dome day.
It would only be fitting the Bills win their first Super Bowl during, in the city of Mardi Gras. That's, come on.
Oh yeah, dude. No
Right.
table is safe. Zero tables. No tables will exist after that weekend. Guys, appreciate all of you. Almost up to 900 live tuning in here. Really appreciate you spending the time with us. And we know it's getting close to kickoff here. This is Sunday Sessions, your premier kickoff show from the Buff fan base. And as part of that, we are sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. They'll do great things with it. Trust us. It's awesome. You'll look good. Let's do a little final thought and a sign off, and we'll get you guys on your way to your game. So, RT, kick it off for us, brother.
Final thoughts, man. This has been a hell of a season. I don't think as many people have looked at this season as we have and have said that. Like, I still hear a little bit of, hopeful with a hint of dread. Like, people are afraid because of the past and getting let down. It's a week-to-week league. We're not in the playoffs yet. We got to keep it rolling, keep the train rolling. I do understand that, but this season's been one of the best seasons I've ever seen from the Buffalo Bills, with everything every pundit said, every quote-unquote expert, people talking about the draft class in a negative way, what they did in the draft, trading down, taking Keon, Ray Davis is too small, all these silly things that everybody's been saying. But virtually everything that the Bills have done since they played the Houston Texans has been perfect. They've played perfectly. So offensively, defensively. And who would have thought that at any point, after missing the playoffs for 17 years, quarterback by quarterback by quarterback, that we've got the MVP. Josh Allen is the man right now. I think he's playing better football than he's ever played in his entire career, which says a lot because he's had a great career. So big things. I know in my score prediction I said 34-24. I'm going to change the 24 to a 20 to keep the O's alive. So that's my final thoughts.
I love it, man. I love it. And it was a good audible you did right there. I sometimes I forget about it too, actually, when we were doing the live takes for Corey's video at the game. I was just like, bah, and he's like, where's the O? And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Man. Whatever.
Where's the O, damn it?
The stupid thing is, man, it's for the last 10 games, it's been 100% that there is an O in the freaking score. Yep. So like, you got to kind of play the odds. So, dude, you, my brother, please, your final thought, my man.
You know what? Do you guys know what Bill Belichick, Tony Dungy, Andy Reid, Tom Landry, and if McDermott wins today, all have in common?
11 win seasons.
Five straight 11-win seasons. And my final thought is not only kind of like respect the coaches. Actually, it is that we get told time and time again. We saw in the preseason it was the Jets and Miami Dolphins winning this division, and it was a rebuilding year. So this is the perfect year. It is an understatement what Sean McDermott and Bean have brought to the table here in Buffalo. The 5 straight seasons of 11+ wins. We weren't even supposed to be here this year, and here we are. That is a notch to the cap to the front office, the people that do all the hard work, and especially Coach McDermott, who brings these guys together. It's a culture. We saw Amari Cooper, the things he said about Josh Allen and how his locker room is, and it's real, guys. It's not something that's just cliche and they just talk about. These guys hang out outside of games, outside of practice, and they do attend all their weddings and all that stuff. That's why they're all getting engaged now. It's a real love. It's a real family, and that's why they call us the Bills Mafia. And we were loud as hell last week. We're going to represent well this week, and this is a season to remember, and it's none like I've ever remembered before, and it's a gut feeling, it's visual, it's everything on paper, it's a beautiful thing, so it's a great time to be a Bills fan right now. So cheers and go Buffalo. Hey.
Yeah, and maybe the Sabres should take some notes, okay? Throw that out there too. What the heck?
Dude, a little sidebar on that. Like, I was flipping around the channels, and I caught the first period, and I was just like, oh, 1-0. Awesome. And then I had a show to get ready for, so I went, did all that, checked the score before I left to go play, and I'm like, what is going on? What is that, like 6 straight home losses now?
6 straight.
Jesus.
6 straight home losses. And, to piggyback off of Scott's point, the reason I throw that out there is because the Bills were at the point where the Sabres are at now. And the Sabres at one point, believe it or not, it feels like it was a long time ago, but the Sabres were at the exact same point where the Bills are at now. They were one of the best teams. So the franchises have completely flipped, and the way they flipped at the position of quarterback when the Bills couldn't find one for over a decade and a half, and now the Sabres just can't seem to get it right. It's pretty, I don't want to say amazing, but it's just, I guess, bittersweet, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that brings me to my final thought, kiddos, at 3:41. We were talking a little bit about how there's certain generations that don't know the struggles of this team for all those years. I tell you what has happened here in Buffalo since McDermott and Bean gotten here, and especially since Allen has been here after his rookie season. It's just like unheard of that you are this competitive, this good for this long, still get slept on going into the season, are playing possibly your best ball in that whole time frame right now with a quote unquote depleted wide receiving core. I just it's insane. So the season is short. It's week 14. You got 4 games after today left. Enjoy every single one of them. Enjoy every minute. Aside from the season being over before you know it, this era will be over, and you'll look back on it and be like, damn, I miss Josh Allen. Damn, I miss the good times don't last forever, man. So just be proud to be a Bills fan, root hard, and take it all in, man. And I'll say it. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go